Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today we have the TuyaKnife Kustoba, designed by Michael Etorma. It kind of rhymes. It's fun to say. The Kustoba by Michael Etorma. Now it's a cool little cleaver knife, pretty new model from TuyaKnife. Okay, to retail about $114.99. What are you getting for that $114.99? Well, you're getting a Bowler N690 steel. I've mischaracterized this a few times in other videos as saying it was D2 because I just get used to saying D2, but but it isn't. It's a Bowler N690. It's like a VG10ish kind of equivalent. A steel I really like, and one that's kind of making a comeback. You didn't see it at all, and now you're seeing it on a whole lot of stuff. I know Kaiser's using it on some stuff. It's really been popping up a whole lot lately. You get these gorgeous carbon fiber and G10 scales. They are laminated, but they do it sideways, which I think is very, very pretty. This is the red color. It also comes in a blue and a green, I do believe. I apologize if I'm getting the colors wrong here. Let me go. A blue and a brown. I'm sorry, red, blue, or brown in this laminated kind of finish. I think it looks great. I will say I did see it on some other stuff at Blade Show this just 2019, just a few weeks ago. I saw some Best Techs with it on there and stuff, and I saw a couple other knives that escape me now with this same kind of finish. Somebody's supplying it over there in China. Yes, this is made in China, but whoever's making it, it is gorgeous. I really, really do like it. Titanium milled pocket clip, titanium hardware, pretty good bang for your buck for $115. I do have to say, is it inexpensive? No, definitely not, but not bad at all. Stainless steel liners. Just a really cool, stylish kind of knife. These cleavers are super popular right now, and they're fun. They are cool, and this is a pretty darn good one. Before we go any farther, somebody's going to comment, "What happened to your hand?" Not a knife. That was an angry cat. My little girl, not the one you see in the videos, the gray one that you see in the videos, Jinx. He's awesome. The other one, Piper, the little fat one. She's nasty sometimes, and she got me really good. So this is not a knife wound. Just to clarify there. That's a knife wound. This is not. So I just want to get that out of the way. Yeah, as I said, very cool looking knife. I really do like the looks of it a whole lot, and I think the price is pretty good. And TuyaKnife, you can't deal with nicer people. Dave and Rebecca Warren, just great people to deal with, and always eager to show their stuff and give my opinions about it. This knife isn't perfect, but it's pretty nice. We'll get into that as we go on. You have an overall length of 7.2 inches, a blade length of 3.14 inches, blade thickness 0.14 inches, handle thickness pretty thick, 0.62 inches according to my measurements, and a weight of 4.4 ounces. So it's a chunky little monkey, but I think you can tell that just by one glance that's what it's going to be. Do some size comparisons really quick. We'll put it in our usual Spyderco sandwich. You have your Spyderco PM2 and the Para 3 lightweight. Yeah, you can see it's more Para 3-ish size, especially if you just line up the butts instead of lining up pivots. Very, very similar in size to that kind of knife. Obviously much thicker and heavier than the Para 3 lightweight, or the regular Para 3 for that matter. A couple other ones I have here. We'll do, this is a knife that it kind of reminds me of in a few ways. This is your CRKT large P-Lar, or the P-Large as we like to call it. A little bit bigger than that. And what else do we have here? Oh, since we have it here, the ProTech SBR, which is an automatic, completely different knife, but yeah. All right, had it sitting here. Thought I'd pull it out for this. Overall, what do I think of this knife? We'll start off with the first things, the blade. It's, you know what, it's a fairly thick blade stock. It's not ridiculous. Some of these cleavers get really crazy, like, 0.16. 0.14 is okay. It's fairly thin behind the edge, 21 thousandths. Not really that bad at all. This forward finger choil, makes an excellent sharpening choil. It's going to be super easy to sharpen. It is that cleaver blade shape. You either like it or you don't. Some people think it's a bit silly. You know what? I don't mind it. I find it to be somewhat useful. I've had some that were good, some that were bad. But this is fairly thin behind the edge. The blade stock's not crazy. It's a pretty useful blade. And N690, no problem with that steel at all. It seems to be pretty good stuff. again, it's just kind of made a resurgence. So I don't have a whole lot of experience with it, but what I've experienced so far is that it's pretty good. And Tuya pretty darn good about HRCs and all that stuff, and if something's wrong, they fix it. So yeah, and I haven't heard any complaints about this yet. I do again, ergonomically, this nice looking handle is also nice feeling in the hand. Jimping lands in a good spot. The forward finger choil super useful. I would probably almost always use it in this kind of grip, but if you do move back, I can still barely get all 4 fingers on it. But works very, very well. As far as the carry goes, it is pretty thick in the pocket and pretty tall in the pocket. Also, like it's not a pocket dominator exactly, but it's not terribly easy to get your hand past. I mean, you're gonna have to kind of do some wedging with your fingers, but it does carry fairly deeply. The pocket clip tension is excellent. It slides in and out very, very easily. This texture is just the right amount of grippiness without, tearing your pants up. It carries as good as it can for a pocket cleaver. None of them carry super freaking awesome. It's just kind of the way that it is. As far as the deployment goes, it's kind of the one flaw I have with it, but I do get why. With all these holes in the blade, yes, you can spidey flick it, you can thumb flick it, all those things, but when you're using the flipper tab, it's definitely more of a push button. If you use the push button, it works great. Everything's perfectly smooth, but the detent is just a bit weak, where if you're just trying to light switch it, it's pretty easy to fail it. It's, yeah. And it has like the jimping up here, which indicates they want you to light switch it. You can light switch it, but you got to do it with some authority. I think push buttoning it works a lot better. And then it never fails, but it does spidey flick well. And that's kind of a thing when you want to make a knife work for multiple deployment methods. You're going to have to kind of err one way or the other as far as the detent goes. And I think maybe they erred a bit too much towards the spidey flick and the thumb flick, but honestly, that's probably mostly how I use it. So I do kind of get that. So in conclusion, this isn't a terribly long review, but because this is kind of a niche sort of knife, but I really like it. If you're looking for a little pocket cleaver, I think this is a really good one. It looks great. I chose the red because I thought it looked the best on camera. I think in person, maybe the blue looked the best, but I just thought this would look a little bit better on camera. I do like all the gold accents and stuff. It's a handsome, cool looking knife for absolutely sure. Had a couple people mention in comments when I showed it before, oh, it just looks like the best tech something or other. I don't remember which one it was. One that I reviewed previously. It doesn't. I had them side by side at Blade Show. I had this in my backpack. I pulled it out and compared it to the model that everybody was talking about. They look almost nothing alike in person. The only thing that's the same is roughly the same blade shape. The other one is larger. I think people get too much on this train of, oh, that looks like that, and it isn't. Yeah, I know don't like reviewing stuff that I think are copies either, but this is an original design by Michael Etorma. There's only so many blade shapes to go around, guys. Stuff's gonna look alike every now and then. Calm down. But this is much smaller than that Best Tech model also. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way, but just to avoid the comments down below of, oh, it looks like a whatever it was. I don't even remember what the model name was now. But great company, great looking knife. If you're looking for a pocket cleaver like this, yeah, I'd recommend it. I think the price is pretty right. These scales are gorgeous. And I look forward to seeing them on more TuyaKnife models. I know that Dave said that you're probably going to see them on more upcoming TuyaKnives. So very pretty looking knife. And if you want something kind of cool, just kind of a bit different, I do recommend it. I've been Brian. Have a good one.